themselves an 100-point lead on this game. And Brandon just finding the positioning like that and make it a third for Brandon. Gorilla finds one as well. That's a full team wipe. St. Clair is just on another level. They are peaking here right now.
Gonna be coming out here. He's just sitting back and forth. Senso, you see his feet. 1v1 now. Diamati's in hand. Time's against you. You're gonna swing on out. He's gonna clutch it up. Oh my god. Brandon, no. They line up for Brandon, and he finds 3 in a row. Aces the round. What was that?
It's on the Brandon, which means it's all up to the kid. It's all up to Corey. It's a finish the job. Line him up, wait, OG!
Oh my god, Corey is gonna find a few! Hello, Saint Nation, and welcome back to another broadcast. My name Jackson the Pride Brown, joined alongside John Billbangs Wadima here today as we are bringing you some more CCL action with the Saints Call of Duty team. It's going to be your St. Clair Saints versus RIT today. So how are you feeling about this one, John?
Well, we were talking a little bit about both teams in the prelude. St. Clair sitting at 11-3 right now. Rutgers sitting at 13-0. They just beat Davenport, I believe it was yesterday, 2 days ago, in a nail biter. They went to map 5, round 11, and they ended up pulling out the victory. So they still have a perfect record, and I think they're up top 10 now in the power rankings. So definitely a challenge here for St. Clair. I feel like they haven't really had a challenge in a while. They've won a lot of their last, I think it's like 8 or 9 games in a row they've won. I don't actually, I think they dropped one, but like realistically, they've been playing a lot of the lower opponents, so this is definitely going to be their biggest challenge they've had in quite a while.
Yeah, Rutgers will be over at the top of the pack, but not in the matchup today. Today we're going to be having Rochester and your St. Clair Saints. Rochester is going to be a team that is very similar record-wise as St. Clair, and Rochester.
That threw me off so much.
Rochester is going to have a very similar record to St. Clair, but yeah, Rutgers has been phenomenal, and both teams are actually RIT have played Rutgers already, and RIT did give Rutgers a little bit of a challenge. So it does say a lot saying RIT, giving that team who has not dropped a game yet, giving them a run for their money, going to be massive. St. Clair Saints, on the other hand, I don't believe they have played Rutgers yet, or we did play Rutgers and we lost it.
I can't remember, honestly.
Can't quite remember.
That threw me off so much. But anyway.
But regardless of that being said, St. Clair Saints and Rochester, both very strong teams in the CCL. They're both winning majority of their matches. So it's going to be very interesting to see who can actually take this one tonight, because both teams very dominant, very high skill leveled, and it's really going to come down to making mistakeless Call of Duty.
Yeah, I think for St. Clair, you definitely know what their strengths are. It's been search. We talked about it a lot throughout the semester. Something they've really worked on throughout the offseason, and coming into this one that's looked a lot better. Even their control has looked really good as well. I think their hardpoints have been kind of a little bit slower for them. They definitely have a lot of slow starts, I feel like, in hardpoints. I feel like especially in that first rotation, 1 through 5, they don't really find a good footing. Once they get through to that second rotation, that's where they start really being able to find frags and get their rotations through. And I think if they can find a way to shore up the beginning of these games and find better starts on these hardpoints, I think they can really start to take wins against, So, anyway, I was saying that these are going to be our map select here.
Looking pretty dandy. It looks pretty nice, if I'm going to say so myself. You know, this is, if you're going to have any map pool, why not just Berlin, Tuscan only? Because it is going to be seeing Berlin to start us off and Berlin to end us off, and everything in between will be Tuscan. So
it's so funny, too, because, like, the beginning of the season, this is exactly what we saw. It was Berlin, Tuscan, Tuscan,
we thought it would change.
Berlin. And we thought it would change, but here we are back to Berlin and Tuscan only. In St. Clair, I think these are their two best maps, so I think you got to be happy with this map select.
I'm very confident with this map select, but it also does mean that the side of Rochester probably very strong in this map select as well. Because these are just the two most common maps that we do see just in CCL as a whole right now. But your St. Clair Saints are looking to take it out. I was talking to Dawson a little bit on the back end just a couple of days ago. I was like, kind of what you were just saying. What happens in the first half of Hardpoint that is different than the second half of Hardpoint? And why do you guys turn up so much in the second half. And we were kind of just bouncing ideas back and forth and whatnot, but it's just they get a lot more of this map control. They get in the rhythm of how the setup wants to be and where they want to be after, like, you know, rather than just spawning in at your default location. They get a better idea moving on as the game progresses. But it's more or less, it's something they're definitely working on the back end right now. So I'd like to see maybe a little bit more of a stronger start in this series here from St. Clair.
Yeah, I think definitely for them, if you can find a strong start, that really is going to be the difference maker, right? Because I feel like St. Clair really good at taking out the teams under them, but I think you know, against the teams that have those higher records, that's really where they just struggle. They can't really say they find a map here, map there, but they can't really break through and find that victory. So I think, you know, a right start here against Rochester is going to be, you know, taking a victory here against a team that has a similar record to you. Then you start looking for that step up here. But do you have any predictions for this series?
Yes. So going in pregame, I was kind of thinking about it. I was like leaning towards a 3-1 for the Saints, but I might go for a 3-2 now. I'm feeling a little bit more confident in Rochester. I'm not going to lie to you. They are looking like a very, very strong team, and I'm going to go game 5 going over to St. Clair.
Yeah, I think for me, I want to take St. Clair in 5-2. I think the fact that they've proved themselves so good on search means that despite the fact they might struggle, say, on the control or on a hard point on one of these respawn modes, I think that they will be able to take that search just in case. And I mean, realistically, that is going to be where my confidence is for them. I think that, like you said, like we talked about, their first half of hardpoint just isn't looking too great right now. So I think reaching towards maybe a second hardpoint map or a search and destroy a second time is really going to put them over the top. But here we go. Game number 1 started off hardpoint on Berlin.
Yeah, it is going to be St. Clair on your right and Rochester on your left here now today. First kill of the game will go over to Brandon as he will take down Supa. And this is going to be the hard point time ticking in St. Clair's favor as well. I believe they did start good side, so it's all working out nicely for them as of right now. A couple more kills coming through, and it's actually a flawless start. Brandon good for 2, Sauce good for 1, but there's some trades coming in. Supa will be good for 1, but Gorilla going to find a couple for himself. And St. Clair, wow, this is some of the best start we've seen from Berlin hardpoint from them. And just as we were talking about, they need to have better starts. This is it.
Gorilla already on a 3 spree right now. Going to find a 4th as well on the Stu in the backside. And St. Clair just absolutely dominating P1 here. Gorilla going to find a 5th as well. On a tear here to start off this game. And this is exactly what we talked about. We wanted them to try and get better beginnings on these hardpoints to give themselves an advantage. Gorilla going to be spotted out here. Maybe the spree is going to come to an end, but he's actually going to rotate around. And Stu, I don't know if he wants to follow this. Brandon going to go down. Priestley going to trade out for Astro. Gorilla still holding on to this spree amazingly. Sauce going to find Supa, and St. Clair at 43 points already here to start off. This is exactly what you want to see. And a 4-piece for them is going to clean up all of Rochester. And the beginning of this hardpoint is all St. Clair.
I believe Gorilla has his first streak now in this game. He did fall, but I think he got one of them. So I'm thinking that it will be a little bit more utility St. Clair has in their back pocket. I'm just interested to see if he actually does have that for himself. But with that being said, lots of kills coming through from each respective player. And this is going to be St. Clair still holding on to the second hardpoint here now and getting a lot of time ticking in their favor. We do see a couple rotates come in and now a little bit more of a battle. But overall, just a contest on the hardpoint. Sauce, though, good for the cleanup. Good for a second. That's St. Clair now with a 40-point advantage. Actually, 50-point advantage already in this game.
Yeah, St. Clair starting off hot. We didn't really introduce Rochester's lineup. Supa, Nemo, Stu, Pones, you, and Astro going to be the players for the side of Rochester right now. Stu and Supa, the only ones that are really contributing too much. Astro at 1 and 6. Nemo going to find his first kill on the Gorilla here, so a good start for him. Brandon going to trade back onto Supa, and they will start getting some hard points. So they will get a little bit of objective time here, but Brandon with a 2-piece is going to start making his way in towards this one, and St. Clair going to reclaim it already up to 85 points for them.
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, from a team that has usually been very good near the end of games, now showing some pressure on right from the start is what we do like to see. But that is Supa and Nemo good for a few. Nemo actually going to find a second, and that is a full team wipe just between the two of them. Going to allow them to probably soak up the final 25 seconds or so on this hardpoint as St. Clair going to try to make one final push, maybe go for a rotate very early on here. But Sauce good for 1 early on, trying to jump in, but will be contested and will get shot down. Supa, Nemo good for a few kills, and Rochester really starting to find a good score line of their own here now.
Yeah, really key defense on that point there. Didn't allow St. Clair to break into it, and Priestley going to find 2 here. Will be a good start for St. Clair going on to this next one. Rochester just all over that point, got all of that objective time as well as the scrap at the end of it. So really, really good job for them, able to find all of that a comeback material, because you starting off the game 60 points down, you definitely need to look towards this next objective. Try and break in. Looks like they're a little bit disjointed here. They have one coming in through the flank here. Stu did manage to get by Gorilla for the moment. Gorilla going to be rotating around, see if he can catch up to Stu, but looks like they will be able to take this objective before Gorilla can get over there.
Yeah, Rochester, though, really making an impact on the scoreline. St. Clair at one point was leading by about 40, 50, 60 points, but it has now fallen down to just a 35-point lead here between these two teams, and Rochester still ticking in their favor. St. Clair not able to find a lot of these frags that they typically would look to find, and it is going to be St. Clair just needing to refine their footing here in this matchup. But Gorilla taking down Astro is exactly the start you're looking for, but with those trades coming through, and Priestley with a big one there, taking out Supa on that trade as well. So, pretty even gunfight. I'd like to see St. Clair be on rotations. It looks like they have good control of this next hard point. Let's see if they can hop onto that.
Yeah, key here too, the fact that Nemo was 0-4 to start off the game, now sitting at 7-8. Really, really good improvement from the beginning here. We know this hard point in the middle of the bridge is going to be very tough for any team to hold. Stu, Nemo, and Astro are going to get one apiece, though. It's just going to be Brandon left here around the point. He is going to be able to try and get back here. Going to try and find Nemo. No, he's going to take it out, actually. Nemo going to win the gunfight. And Rochester might just tie us up here at 100 apiece.
Yeah, St. Clair needs to apply a little bit more aggression. I don't know what happened. I mean, the fragging potential was there very early on in the game, but since then, Rochester has just been mowing them down in their tracks. Nemo is in the middle of the hard point right now, stunned, and you need to find this kill and clean him up before Gorilla goes for the peek, but Gorilla will still manage to find that kill, and St. Clair will regain the hard point. But this is a very difficult one to hold. That is going to be Sauce trying to chase out this one player. Will find him. Does he know another one is in the proximity? No, it is going to be the hard point still maintained for St. Clair in a tie game once again, this time at 114 apiece. And next hard point, though, is going to be very contested here, and it is actually going to be a massive gunfight win going for Priestley.
Yeah, key here, though, is Rochester able to catch up a abysmal beginning to this game where they were getting out-fragged, out-objective, and just destroyed in all aspects of the game. But now they have recovered, they have brought it back to even, and now that we start the second rotation of points, it's definitely looking like a lot more evenly. If you look along the scoreline, look along the kills, and the kill feed is definitely a lot more even. St. Clair going to try and open up. Priestley going to find two here, looking for a third. Stu going to be out there. Is going to go for the repeat, but not going to find Stu just yet. Astro going to get him, actually, but he does get Nemo.
Yeah, they just spot out the head of Sauce there, and will be 2 for Astra now in that play. 30 seconds to remain on this certain hard point, and St. Clair with a 30-point lead. So 4 down,
Gorilla.
actually. Gorilla for 3, and Brandon will find 1. That is going to be Brandon missing a few shots, though not able to find Nemo. Nemo good for 2, actually, taking them both down, and now the hard point back in control of Rochester. Nemo needs to get shot out on site here, but it doesn't look like we are seeing any sort of engagement as of yet. Sauce trying to find the lineup, but will get shot from behind, and it is going to be Rochester still ticking in their favor. And once again, another very, very even game going into this next hard point. However, St. Clair is in control of the next.
Yeah, I definitely think the key here was Astro and Nemo both sitting 12, 11, 11, 13. They have recovered immensely from the beginning of this game. Started finding some frags, and it's really made the difference throughout this second half so far. It's evened up the game a lot more. And now, St. Clair with a 20-point lead. No one going to be on the point just yet. There is one flanking here. Priestley on a 5 killing spree will be shut down there before he can get anything more going. Trade's going to come out across the map, but it will be Rochester actually being able to hop this point for the second and try and get some more objective time back in their favor, bringing it within 10 points.
Yeah, St. Clair trying to clear, and that is a big trade for Brandon. He just has to stay alive in there. Gorilla good for 1. Gorilla will fall. Brandon, got to keep your life, but no. Astro and Nemo will shut them all down. Astro and Nemo both have actually been having very consistent games. I've been constantly saying their name all night long, and that is going to be a big kill for Sauce, not able to find it. And Astro left alone on the site as they go hunting for him, and they will find the kill, looking for Supa as well. That's going to be a big one for Priestley. Very even game between these two teams. Every kill counts at this point in time.
Looks like scrap time going to go over to Rochester. St. Clair looking to start rotating towards this one. Nemo going to find 2. Will be traded out by 1 there. Astro going to get taken down as well as Supa on point. So Sauce getting 2, and they will be able to start getting some time on this objective. And a really good flank here by Priestley is good. Most likely going to be able to find Stu here, but he does manage to get one before he goes down. Sauce going to find another, though. St. Clair able to get some constant objective time now. They are up to 180. They have opened the lead up to 30 now. Absolutely huge, because you get later on in this game, you're going to want as much of a lead as you can, especially because you have a couple streaks in your back pocket.
That's exactly it. Having those couple streaks in your back pocket will do suffice nice for closing out the game. As Nemo from below has been swatted out from Priestley. Priestley, though, got a player right in front of him trying to reload, but Astro going to catch him out and will get the kill. Supa jumping in, but will go down to Sauce. St. Clair has approached the 200-point marker here on the scoreline and is looking to close out this game, but with Rochester finding 3-4 kills, it's not going to be easy. Astro is on the feed 4 times with 4 kills. That is going to be Rochester really starting to heat up now as St. Clair is at the 218 point points, though. So, I mean, Rochester got a lot of work to do to try to come back.
Oh, the key here is now there's another streak up for Sauce. He did just hit the 6 spree. He was the only one actually sitting on that point, was able to defend it. Oh, did he spot out Astro there? No, I think they crossed each other. They're not even seeing each other. He's sitting here with a player behind him. He has no clue, so he's going to actually rotate all the way around, still keeping his life. No, he's going to go down, but he did get the streak. And now with him and Gorilla both having streaks, it is going to be really tough for Rochester to try and claim this one back. Despite getting some kills here, including Supa finding Nemo to shut him down after a 2-piece, Brandon going to find Supa as well. They will be able to claim this hard point. St. Clair with a decent lead and will be controlling it for the moment. If they can just pop some streaks here to end off the game, they can't seal it up here on this next hard point.
Sauce in such a good spot will manage to soak up 10 seconds of time. 10 seconds might not seem like a crazy amount, but at this point in time, it really is. With only 10 seconds remaining on this train hard point, nobody able to end this one here. Astro's head spotted from Gorilla, not able to get the cleanup kill. Will swing with the pistol, will find that one before traded out from Stu. Stu's going to find 2 for himself. Priestley leading the lobby in kills, 26. Crazy to see, but yeah, it's only needing 16 points for St. Clair. Rochester going to need about 72 here right now to close this one out, and that is the big difference maker, especially in mid, where it is so messy. St. Clair only needing to hop on for a few seconds. This could get problematic for Rochester.
Stu sitting on a 5 streak, though. He's looking for one more, try and extend that, try and get himself some kind of streak. Sauce still sitting with one of his own here. He's going to get Supa on the side there. We'll try and advance towards this bridge. Right now, Rochester controlling it, but they are miles away from actually sealing this one up on this final hard point. So St. Clair able to get 2, gonna find a 3rd as well. Gorilla gonna find 1, and he finds another one with a pistol. What a shot from Gorilla, looking for Nemo as well. He's gonna get it. Yes, he will. Gorilla might just seal the deal here for St. Clair in game number 1.
Gorilla single-handedly shutting this one down. St. Clair looking to tick this one through right into the 250-point marker. Rochester not even close enough, and St. Clair will close out your game number 1 against RIT 250 to 193 here on Berlin, and we'll move on to take a 1-0 series lead here, and this best of 5. Look at this play from Astro, though. He is making highlight plays all game long.
Yeah, I can't stress enough how good Astro and Nemo looked in the second half of that game, but St. Clair, I thought they were going to seal it up with Sauce in his streak, but it turned out Gorilla and his gun was all they really needed.
Yeah,
so
works out.
St. Clair going to take round number 1. Rochester definitely putting up a good fight, especially in the second half of this game. I think there was a lot more contested. I think that first rotation specifically for them was a little bit of a struggle there in the first couple of points, but points 4 and 5 were just completely Rochester favored. They were able to tie it back up on that second rotation, but then St. Clair picking up a couple of streaks, and they were able to kind of string together a couple of hard points that weren't necessarily like ones that you'd expect them to get, right? A lot of the time, like P5 especially, you saw that second rotation, they let Rochester get on for maybe like 5-10 seconds, but the rest of it was all of them. And I mean, all credit to Gorilla, some amazing plays there at the end, but the rest of St. Clair, especially that second last one, Sauce found 6. He was the only one on point and took 3 people out trying to converge on him, and just a couple key plays from St. Clair really made the difference in that one.
Yeah, Sauce has been huge as an objective player, not even just in Vanguard, but in all of Cold War as well, and every year before that, Sauce has been that objective player, able to make the plays happen on the hard point where it needs to happen. Gorilla will be all over, fragging out when he needs. Gorilla really been stepping it up since we went over to Vanguard. During Cold War, he came in on the team and he definitely was looking solid, but not what it's like right now. Vanguard, it is Gorilla show. It is his time to shine, and he is making the impact happen. Going into Search and Destroy as well, his mode on Tuscan, where they can really perform. I'm pretty confident in the Saints. However, we did see RIT with some pretty good slaying potential.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, the key is St. Clair has such good set nades and set positions on this map. You see, especially with Brandon on the sniper on the side, you see early on, especially Priestley, finding really, really early frags. Every time we go to Tuscan Search and Destroy, it seems like Priestley just finds another gear and he's able to get that first frag. Like, I'd say easily half the rounds. He's able to find really good set nades, able to pounce on their weakness when he does chip them down a little bit, able to find that first frag. And it's so important to find that one in a game mode where you're only in a 4v4 scenario. If you're putting the opponent at a disadvantage, like 20 seconds into the round, it makes life so difficult for them.
I'm ready for Brandon to pull out the sniper here on Tuscan. I really want to see it come through. Him play that outside angle over towards grass and that A-bomb site where he can just farm it up all day with that sniper in hand. And not a lot of people really expected to come through in this level of play. In a competitive set, you don't really see snipers every day. If you are going to see them, yes, it will be in Search and Destroy, but it's just really not crazy common. And to see Brandon come through and do that, I think it definitely gets in these other teams' heads sometime, and it really makes it seem like it makes them really defer pushing outside area.
Yeah, I think for me, definitely looking at it, you're not expecting. I think this is the only map I'd say that sniper is really viable at any point. But, if you have that solid sniper player, it makes life so difficult for the other team, right? Because, it's not something that people commonly use in a competitive setting. So having that ability to allow Brandon to flex onto that sniper and, play that outside position is so huge for St. Clair, because it makes the other team have to think about something extra on Search where you already have so much to think about, and it gives them quite the advantage coming into this one.
I really think it works on Tuscan specifically as well, is because the sniper mainly really only works towards this outside area, and he can't really utilize it as much over towards all of these outskirt building areas. So with that being said, it is going to be making things very, very valuable for himself, because nobody really wants to push B on Tuscan.
That's what I was going to say.
So if it eliminates the outside area, but nobody wants to go B. So what do you do if you're the offensive team? It really just messes everything up.
Yeah, I think the key is you have to try and force these players from St. Clair to overcommit on the other side of the map. And that's really where it makes things difficult, right? Because the sniper is great until the bomb's planted. When the bomb's planted, it makes life so difficult because you are forced, as the defender, to try and push forward, and you have to try and cover that bomb area. And the very right outside that middle patio area, I don't really know what you call that little plant spot, but the one that everyone goes to and plants it in, it isn't the greatest spot for a sniper to try and watch because it's close to where the corners of the map are. So as long as St. Clair can prevent the bomb going down, a sniper gives you such an advantage. Once that bomb goes down, it is going to make it more difficult for that sniper player. So it'll be interesting to see if RIT can go for these crazy rushes that we see St. Clair do all the time and just get that bomb down, within 10-20 seconds in the round starting. That's really going to make life difficult for St. Clair. I think that can be weakness they might be able to exploit if it does come to that.
Yeah, we've been talking all about the sniper and the impact it can have on the game, but I mean, the sniper players are very, very well off as well because they can just pull the pistol, and pistols in Call of Duty are not bad. So there's Brandon Sniper firing away his first shot of the game, will not connect, but Sauce will open us up with the first blood, and that is going to be a 4-on-3 very early on for St. Clair on the defending side of Tuscan. Sauce with a nice grenade will find his second on an emo. The sniper battle, Supa going to have one out here as well. So now this is going to make things a little bit more interesting for us. I think this is one of the first times we're seeing Brandon actually contested right away with the sniper.
Yeah, this is the first time I think you've seen that, but now it makes things difficult, right? Because if you're RIT, you have the bomb down in kind of an awkward spot. You have a sniper in the back. Oh, and there's going to be Sauce searching for a third here. He's going to go all the way back to Fountain, going to rotate all the way around. Supa going to find Gorilla. He's going to know where that player is. Not going to go turn to his left, though. He didn't check that corner. And Supa going to sneak away here for a second, looking for more. He is going to catch Sauce going the other direction. Wow. Now Supa, with 3, I believe, on the round, is looking for the 4th here. Priestley, going to be in a 1v2 scenario. You've seen him do it before. It's going to be a tough task. Bomb plant will go down here momentarily. See if Priestley can do this.
Very surprised. I mean, there's just unfortunate timing there if you are from the side of Supa. But it does look like we have a little bit of connection like here. I'm not sure if that's the player or from our back end, but it is going to be Priestley. Some bad timing, and Rochester will be able to find the cleanup. That's going to be round number 1 going in their favor, from 3 of which going to be from Supa.
No, he got all 4.
He got all 4. He got the
ace.
Priestley as well. Oh my goodness. Supa, yeah, with an ace on the play.
Yeah, definitely well played by Supa there. I mean, to be honest, it was just a really tough round for St. Clair because that was 2 times where St. Clair just didn't check their corners. We saw Sauce run by him in the corner, and he didn't check that outside angle. Supa able to sneak away. And I think there was 2 times there where Supa ended up just sniping people in the back. They weren't even looking at him. So a little bit of fortunate COD timing there, but all the credit still got the 4-piece anyway. And looks like we actually have a DC for St. Clair. So a little bit of technical difficulties here, but we'll be pausing the action for the moment. But first round there, obviously you don't get too much stuff to talk about, but it is interesting that we have a sniper v sniper battle because at the beginning usually we see Brandon go for the sniper and then we'll see someone else challenge him for it. But this one, Supa said, all right, Brandon, you want to bring a sniper? I got one of my own too, and he hits the 4-piece with it.
Yeah, that works out beautifully there for the side of St. Clair. Sorry, not for the side of St. Clair, for the side of RIT, for the side of Supa with the sniper play. I mean, it really just came down to Sauce checking out that corner. But obviously you can say that in hindsight, but when you're actually in that moment of time, you're not really thinking about it as much, especially with Sauce, the way he plays so sporadic and so jumpy, that it really makes things very just wanting to run, right?
And I think the fact that he knew that Supa was back there, he's sitting on the 2K. If he finds Supa there, it could be an ace for him in the final round. So I think maybe that got to him a little bit too. But I mean, in the end, it is just one round that St. Clair's giving away, so no need to panic. And I mean, the fact that St. Clair, again, finding that first frag was super important because they got 2 down really, really early in that one. And then Brandon ego checking the sniper ended up losing the battle. Really did cost them. It's still a 1-0 lead for RIT. Definitely not something St. Clair can get over.
Yeah, definitely not. So I'm not sure what they really plan on doing. I think that it's going to be them starting back up with a 1-0, same everything. But we could also see something change. Maybe it goes back to 0-0. Maybe it goes up to 2-0. I don't really know what happens. Maybe it's a forfeit on the map. Anything could really happen. So with that being said, it is going to be 1-0 in the series, and we're just going to kind of wait for an update of kind of what's going on the back end. So just rehosting, and I believe this one round will still be counting there in that one. So it's probably going to be only 5 needed for Rochester, where 6 needed for St. Clair.
It should be interesting, too, to see how both teams play off of that first round, right? Because, I mean, if you're St. Clair, do you want to go back to that sniper v sniper battle? Do you want to let Brandon try and win that one? Or do you think about maybe going for something like putting him back on the AR, giving him, maybe going... Obviously, St. Clair are going to be attacking this one, so it will be interesting to see if they just go for that all-out mid-push. I think the fact that they played so well on the other parts of the map, Sauce finding 2 kills early on, meant that I think if you play that round out a little bit slower... and you don't send Sauce in so far, I think you have a much better chance of actually winning that map. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how St. Clair answers this and how RIT plays off it as well.
Yeah, I think that sniper versus sniper fight is like a very gambly fight to take for either team. So I think that it's really going to be something that they're kind of maybe looking to pull back a little bit, just because it's not as consistent as what you can do with a rifle. When you get in a sniper v sniper gunfight over there, it really does just become like who can hit your shot, really, to be honest, who gets lucky or who actually can, like, you know, aim a little bit nicer on that play. But with that being said, I'm really looking to see Priestley maybe get a little bit more aggressive. It might have been his connection which was the problem there in that time, which is why he was playing it a little bit slower than usual. But Priestley, typically a little bit more aggressive playstyle on Tuscan than what he was playing right there.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see too, because like realistically, yes, they did win the round, but 2 of those kills came with St. Clair's back turn. So, okay, so we're just getting a little bit ping issues. So it is what it is. It happens sometimes. But yeah, I was gonna say there's 2 times there during the game where the shots were just shot St. Clair in the back, right? It's just some unfortunate caught timing. So I think it's definitely something to think about. It is kind of just, I don't want to say it's luck because it's not luck, but it was just good caught timing for the sniper. I think maybe going into round number 2, they don't go for that gamble again. Now that you have that 1-0 lead if you're RIT.
Yeah, I don't really know if you're RIT. It's kind of up to you on what your play call is moving forward. St. Clair also kind of up to you on what your play call is. We might see something along the lines of, okay, defending team will typically pull out the sniper. Offensive team will typically pull the sniper. One side pulls out the sniper, but who really knows? Honestly, I feel like this Search and Destroy has so much reliance on the sniper play over towards outside that it's something that we haven't really touched on Tuscan as much. And now today, it's something we're like almost purely talking about because we're also seeing it from both teams. So it's just going to have such an impact on this one. But also, a lot of it comes down to who finds that gunfight win on those top mid windows. Because that is the first gunfight you typically see in every round is mid window versus mid window. And St. Clair's very, very good at finding those. They found the first entry frag on that this time with Sauce, just not able to clean it up more.
Yeah, so I guess we'll find out in a few seconds. But while we have a second here to just talk about some other stuff, map pool for this series, right? We have Berlin and Tuscan only, and it's so interesting that we see because we've seen other stuff come through, especially Gavitu. I feel like it's something that a lot of teams have turned to, especially for control. It's interesting to see that St. Clair and RIT agree not to go for that in this. They are just agreeing to go straight Berlin Tuscan, but there we go. We are back into Tuscan here in the Search and Destroy. RIT, I believe you'll be up 1 game, so we might just have them running through here and start that one up and give RIT a win. So it should be interesting to see what happens here.
Hopefully, we see a ping and fix coming through as well for these players, as it was, you know, everybody in the lobby going to be sitting at a few hundred of that. But with that being said, we are going to be underway now of round number 2. I believe the Rochester round did still count, and it is still going to be a 1-0 game. So yes, I am getting confirmation on that here right now. So Rochester up 1-0 in the game. St. Clair still looking to answer back, and it is going to be the Saints planting very aggressive. We haven't seen this since like very early on in the season.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing for me too, the unfortunate thing for Rochester is the fact that Supa doesn't have that streak going, right? He had the 4 streak because of the ace he got in round number 1. You see the early challenge here, Gucci Gang Sauce going to find Supa on the outside. Priestley going to take down Astro. Gorilla going to find Nemo, and now from a 4v4 to a 4v1 here. Sauce going to try and find 1, but Stu actually going to find the frag, so gets 1. He has 3 to work through though, and there's 22 seconds. Looks like he's going to rotate all the way around. Isn't going to go for that round win. He's just going to try and find a last second frag here as the round ends.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do. I mean, honestly, very winnable. I've seen more 1v3, or actually, I guess I forgot the bomb defuse time, but 7.5 seconds to defuse that bomb, not going to work out. But, I mean, I've seen lots of 1v3s happen in Call of Duty, though. I feel like 1v3s in Call of Duty is a little bit easier than majority of these other games you sometimes see played. But with that being said, St. Clair able to tie things up, a 1-1 here now, and it is going to be Bracely with some nice shots there on that final kill. But St. Clair, exactly what they needed to put themselves back into things, and we actually do see the sniper still through from both teams.
It was very interesting, though. I like what St. Clair did, right? Is you pull out the sniper, you take an early shot with it so they know that Brandon is covering the outside with a sniper, but you send Sauce through there to actually get to the back line and take out that sniper sitting in the back. Supa, a good idea to go back to the sniper, but St. Clair just outsmarting them a little bit on that one. Again, we are going to have these two snipers on the outside, and Brandon going to find Supa, is going to win that sniper v sniper battle. And now St. Clair, again, with this early live lead, is going to be able to turn it into something else. Priestley going to find Stu, Gorilla, another headshot onto Astro. 3 headshots this round for St. Clair. They will be up in a 4v1 yet again.
Yeah, Nemo, I believe he picked up that op there from the fallen teammate of his, being Supa, but he's going to be trying to find some more shots with this one. He's going to pull it out, peeking into top window. Priestley going to be there. The shot not going to land, and now Nemo forced to play a little bit of a different angle here now and trying to see if anybody wants to get aggressive on him. But St. Clair knowing that they just have to play defense only for another 40 seconds or so, and he's actually going to get beat down there from St. Clair, and that's going to be now St. Clair with 2 unanswered and taking the lead in this game 2-1 over Rochester.
And it's not just 2 unanswered, it's, you know, a 3v1 at the end and a 4v1 at the end. So St. Clair winning these rounds in dominant fashion, and very important to Brandon winning that sniper battle on the outside. Definitely going to take away from Supa's confidence that he might have had. Priestley now on the 4 streak as well, so looking to try and get some kind of 6 streak going, trying to find some kind of advantage there. St. Clair up 2-1 now in this game on the attack.
Yeah, it is going to be the attacking phase coming through. Brandon once again will shut down Supa. You might see Supa put away the sniper after 2 in a row going in favor of St. Clair. That's going to be Gorilla good for a kill as well. And bomb plant down for Sauce. Leaving us in a 4-2. Gorilla getting aggressive. Will find one in this church area. And good for the kill. Nemo going to be trying to find some sort of a refrag now. But at this point in time, you're in another 1-on-4. Just as you were saying last round, John, it hasn't been close rounds really either. It's been St. Clair 1v3, 1v4s in these final parts. That was a flawless round coming through right there, and now 3 in a row. It looks like St. Clair was a little bit upset about the first round going in favor of RIT, and they want everything for themselves now here, and they're playing very aggressive with it. You can tell they want this game bad.
They have 1 kill for RIT so far throughout the last 3 rounds, and they definitely have to try and find some kind of momentum back. It'll be interesting to see if Supa does go off with that sniper. He has lost that sniper battle on the outside twice already in a row. It's Priestley at 4 streak, Gorilla as well as the 5 streak. So these 2 players maybe looking to try and find those consistent streaks of their own. They are going to go for an aggressive push through the mid here. Priestley going to find Astro first, though, and again, St. Clair finding that all-important first frag, going to be so crucial here in round number 5.
Yeah, taking a gun out of the hands of Rochester is going to be massive here. But honestly, RIT has a lot of map control right now that they can try to use to their advantage. They're just trying to push in. Nemo could be spotted from Priestley. Priestley's very much so just juggling his way up from all these top windows, trying to spot out a player. Nemo, though, has made it his way onto the A bomb site and can put a plant through if need be. But Priestley still watching over from above for St. Clair, looking for a good hold. And honestly, the player advantage is still having a massive impact, but this bomb is going down.
Yeah, they are going to be able to get this plant down without being contested, but now St. Clair with the player advantage here, all on the same side of the map, trying to look for something forward here. Shot's going to come through, not going to find him, though. Supa can be able to hold this corner, and St. Clair, they have to work forward here. 30 seconds remaining. Gorilla going to find the first pick onto Supa. That's huge. Sauce going to drop right into Nemo's lap. We'll find the kill. There's going to be one on the outside here. Nemo trying to find a second, but no. Brandon going to get the headshot. It's just going to be Stu versus the world. Finds one. Has 2 now to work with 20 seconds. St. Clair has to start this defuse soon. Shot's going to come through Priestley. Going to find the last player in St. Clair. 4 in a row here. And Priestley found the streak as well.
However, Rochester tested St. Clair a lot more in that round and made them completely change their play style. So yeah, 4 unanswered for the Saints, but Rochester definitely making a little bit more of an impact here now. You see Stu come from above. He was just able to, peek out of this instead of trying to hop down right away. It would have worked out a little bit more beneficial to himself. But with that being said, it is a 4-1 scoreline here now. St. Clair only 2 rounds away from closing this one out. I'd almost say that this is a must-win case scenario for Rochester if they do not want to be put in just a terrible position.
Yeah, if there's any silver lining, they did stop Gorilla's streak, so he wasn't able... Or actually, no, he did get the 6, so he actually did pick it up. So now it puts them in an even worse position, right? Because you have multiple streaks that St. Clair is going to be working with in these last few rounds. So it's going to be really tough for me to see them win this one. Bomb plant, again, going down instantaneously here for St. Clair. 45 seconds now remaining in the round, and RIT has to answer. Still a 4v4, so still have a lot of room to work with, but with time ticking down, you have to try and make some tough decisions right now.
Yeah, Sauce is very weak actually over here right now. Down to just 20 HP before getting some health back. But Priestley is going to be the first one to fall. This is actually going to be a 4-on-3. Rochester so far playing this retake fairly well. Brandon, though, ready to shut down the first. Will find it, looking for another. And there's 2 for Brandon on the play. This is A-site still needing to be defused. 7.5 seconds to defuse this bomb. You got to go if you're Rochester. Brandon still holding this one out and only 2 players left. It doesn't seem to work out here for them. St. Clair is going to find another round. Going to be put on match point. And if they win the match point, they are going to be put on series point here as well. Sauce was a team kill onto his buddy Gorilla, but it all doesn't matter. It is going to be St. Clair, like we were saying, up 5-1 here now in this matchup.
Yeah, and now for Rochester, this is going to be a really rough round because St. Clair with streaks active. Brandon on 5 right now. It is going to be so tough for Rochester to win this round. They have to work through not only just these guns from St. Clair, but also the utility as well. And now St. Clair going to be on the defense here, going to have to try and stop this. And I just found that throughout this S&D, there wasn't really any way that Rochester stopped those early plants from St. Clair, and it made such a huge difference in these rounds.
You know, I love getting live pinged on stream here when I'm calling a car an op here because I'm a CSGO player, but what can you do? What can you do, man?
Funny.
It is going to be St. Clair losing the first player, though, as that is Stu finding the grenade kill. Priestley going down. He's going to be a very good player to take down as well. He's been 6-2 in this game. Very good to have out of this matchup already, as it is going to be Brandon, Sauce, and Gorilla left all alone here. Bomb going to get planted down as well. This is looking good for the side of Rochester. This is definitely better than their previous rounds. Having all 4 players still alive, you got to get these close plants into effect. St. Clair playing this one nice and slow, but you got to get some speed going here soon. Sauce, he's looking for this player over to his left. Can he find the kill? This is a massive gunfight if he can win it. And no, it is going to be Stu shutting that one through. Brandon, though, going to find one for himself. Supa taking down Gorilla. Brandon left all alone. 1v3, just running for his life. And he is not going to give any kills over to the side of Rochester. Not trying to feed in to Stu's streaks here. Currently on 2 kills.
I think he's also keeping his own streaks alive here.
True.
Very important. He's going to be able to save here. Not going to try and find any gunfight. Is just going to put himself in this corner. But another round, finally Rochester going to find one. They did end up, I know it doesn't say 5-1 in the scoreline yet, but it is actually 5-2. So they have picked up that first round after the re-lobby. So now RIT trying to find some more momentum in their favor. They do win a round, which completely necessary now that you're on match point. But, you know, looking forward, I think they are going to have to try and find a good defense here because the defense just hasn't looked strong throughout this series.
Yeah, St. Clair has really just been able to get the bomb down almost in the first 20 seconds of the round very consistently here as of lately. So we'll see the A defense maybe get a little thickened up. Yeah, now they usually send 2 over here, but now look at 3 players from the side of Rochester all over here. Nice flashbang going to come through, and sorry, a stun going to come through, now followed up by a nade. I don't know if these are going to work out too well. He's going to do a little bit of damage, and Brandon will pick off the head of, I believe that was Supa there, but Astro is there for a trade. Now 3-on-3, bomb plant trying to come through, but Astro says not today, leaving us in a 2v2 gunfight. Priestley, Gorilla versus Astro and Stu. A lot going on over towards this A bomb site, and the bomb being down is going to put Priestley in a little bit of an awkward situation. Astro has the lineup, but Gorilla coming over to help way from the backline. Look at this flank right here now. Priestley trying to show some pressure, trying to keep these players distracted as Gorilla comes up from behind. Priestley going to get a lot of bullets and damage inflicted as both players now running over towards the mid part of their map. Lots of time left for St. Clair to try to get this one down. Gorilla has so much map control right now.
Astro going to get taken out from behind, but does get Gorilla before he goes down. So now a 1v1 scenario. Stu has escaped all the way down towards B site here. He's going to try and wrap all the way around. Priestley has no clue where this player has gone. He knew he was there earlier, but he's going to go for the plant here.
Yeah.
We'll be able to get this down before Stu is able to make it to him. We'll be able to walk out here as well. He's going to run into a player. He's running. He's going to be able to slide behind that. Will he win this? No. Stu going to win the gunfight there, and RIT, a close round, but will be able to claim it. And now sitting at 5-3. St. Clair, I mean, St. Clair still has streaks going, right? So they still have that kind of like back pocket defense that just in case things get a little bit too hairy, they're going to have the advantage. But Rochester definitely picking up some momentum here.
Yeah, so that is just going to be playing out a gamble for Priestley. When you're coming out of that bomb site, you're pretty much playing a 33% gamble. You're going to go into your lane to your very left, a lane to your right, or the one into mid. And whatever lane you choose, there's a good percentage of a chance that there is going to be a player from Rochester there and waiting for you. So yes, it is going to be Priestley going down a 5-3 score line. And now, honestly, the cursed score line in Call of Duty Search and Destroy is 5-3. So we'll see if St. Clair can try to turn things around here a little bit and maybe capitalize and end off this game, but it all is going to come down to another defensive round. Like we were saying, offense has been a little bit more of the stronger side as of lately, and with Rochester on offense, they are looking to find themselves another round win.
They are going to be playing pretty aggressive here. Bomb has not gone down. Streaks will come down, though, but Supa going to find Gorilla on the backside. Priestley going to trade back. Looking for one here. Is going to be able to get it. Astro going to trade him right before he got taken down by the Streak, though. So now it makes it a 1v2 here. Sauce against Stu and Nemo. Bomb going to be planted here most likely in just a second. Sauce going to be working from the other side of the map. He might find one here, though, on Astro. Going to walk slowly up here. Not going to see the gun barrel, though. He will be taken down. And that will be Rochester finding the round and also finding a streak from Brandon. So now St. Clair, 5-4. This is getting tough.
Do they have one more streak left?
I think they have 2 streaks. I'm pretty sure Gorilla and Priestley both have streaks.
Okay, so they got 2 streaks left here, is what we're getting word from our production side here right now. And it is going to be the side of St. Clair only up by 1 round. So Rochester needing to win 2 in a row, St. Clair just needing 1. And then you will come out with this game to win. Whoever will finalize and get to 6 first here now. But with that being said, we've been seeing a lot of big plays coming through between Astro and Stu from Rochester.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing some grenades coming out here early. Not going to be able to take anyone down. A little bit of chip damage coming through, but we'll see. For the moment, Brandon going to find that cross map frag on Astro and going to find the gunfight onto Stu as well. 2 early kills for Brandon here. Supa going to trade him out, but now a 3v2 scenario. Bomb plant has gone down. 45 seconds remaining. Sauce going to get taken up by Nemo, though. Now a 2v2. Position is going to be held here in long. Priestley not going to walk up just yet. Gorilla going to be flanking.
St. Clair knows where both of these players are here right now. It is going to be very interesting to see. That's a big catch out there for Gorilla. Now only needing to defend this bomb for another 20 seconds or so. 7.5 seconds to fuse them. I cannot reiterate that enough. Supa has to go here and has to make a play in the next 7 seconds or so. Spots out Priestley. Some shots coming through. Priestley will get the kill. And your St. Clair Saints will find game number 2 of the series over Rochester IT. And that is now going to be a 2-0 series lead. St. Clair... series point here now is looking to shut them down.
Yeah, I think for me, looking at that map, I think Rochester, for them, it's got to feel a lot better than it was, right? Like, you were down 5-1 at one point. You found that first round win on a crazy ace by Supa, but after that, St. Clair winning them 3-1, 4-1, 3-1, 4-1. So it wasn't like they were close rounds, but those last couple, they picked up some momentum, and now going into map number 3, Control on Tuscan, I think they're going to be feeling a lot better.
Yeah, that is exactly the case. However, the biggest thing is that you're down by 2 maps right now, right? And you know that you're going to have to win 3 in a row. You got to change your mental, though, to just take it one by one. Because if you're looking at it that, hey, I have to win 3 back to back, it's not going to be easy. But you have to take those one by one. We're moving into Control here now, a mode that hasn't been seen yet in this series. So it gives you a clean slate, a good opportunity to at least get 1 under your belt before you're back onto the hard points. And honestly, they had a very good hard point round last time there. So I would expect to see them be all right with going back into another hard point. And you win the hard point. Next thing you know, you're in game 5. And look at that. It's anybody's series.
I think for St. Clair, you are up 2-0 on this one. I think you kind of lapsed a little bit in the second half of that Search and Destroy, but moving forward, I think you are feeling confident. You're up 2-0. You're going into Tuscan, again, something that they're really comfortable with. So I'm feeling pretty confident for them. And I think RIT, despite the fact that you might have found a few rounds there, I think St. Clair also still had streaks in the back of their mind. They didn't end up using that by the end of that Search and Destroy. So I think, yes, you ended up giving up a few rounds there, but you were kind of saving your resources just in case something happened, and they were able to win out the gunfight.
St. Clair did that in Hardpoint as well. It seems as if they almost use streaks as an insurance policy to just make sure they can close out the game. And I can see how it's beneficial and see how you could use it a different way. Because some people use streaks to really start to pull away and to take a large margin of a lead over your opponent. But St. Clair likes to do it just to make sure you could hammer home at the very end of the game and not disregard that full lead, right? So the Search and Destroy streak is going to become beneficial near the end of that game. And Hardpoint, we saw them end with like 2 streaks in pocket still. So the streaks are going to be there for St. Clair and ready to go if need be, but not obviously carrying over to game 3. But Control on Tuscan, Now, do you think we're going to see control points be the major factor in this, or do you think we're going to see the major factor be kills?
So I think for me, watching St. Clair play control, a lot of the time they are usually winning in frags. I feel like that is something they're very strong with, but I feel like their objective game isn't as strong. I feel like they don't take advantage of these control points when they can. When they find the frags, they like to take defensive positions that aren't necessarily on point. I feel like they hesitate a lot. So I think for them, they have been kind of dominant in the frag department so far in the series. So I think you can focus on the frags, be able to get those objective points as you're getting your frags. But I think if you play this like a TDM, I think they will win this in 3.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like, obviously, yeah, you can play a little bit like, more slaying potential, more aggressive. But at the end of the day, the time is really a big factor. And how do you get more time on the clock? Capture a control point. So at least one of these control points is going to be having to get captured, typically, if you're winning on kills. So we'll see what happens, but St. Clair will be starting on defense, Rochester starting on the attack, and it does look like A site is going to be the main focus here, as always.
Not too surprising here. Nobody likes that pesky B site. Stu going to find the first frag onto Gorilla here, as well as a second. Supa going to find Priestley, and Brandon, they know exactly where he is. Frag grenade going to come through. Not going to catch him just yet. Brandon's still stuck in that corner. He's still somehow stayed alive there. He's just chilling in this corner, but Rochester are going to be taking all the progress on A. They will be able to sweep it up, and now, with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left, only 1 point remaining, a really early lead. No kills over for St. Clair either. Rochester, they want some revenge after that search and destroy.
Yeah, that is going to be Brandon able to find the first kill in the game for the Saints there, and that is going to be up against Nemo taking him down. And now Brandon from mid is actually going to find another one for himself. Gorilla following it up, and Brandon good for another kill. Brandon on a little bit of a spree here, now 3 for himself, and the lives have been fairly evened up. However, the big thing is that they've already gotten a control point very easily without a whole lot of a contest from St. Clair. Gorilla and Brandon, though, immediately have just started heating up to answer back to these players. That's another one now going in favor of Priestley. He's going to fall back to this B bomb site. Rochester looking to make their way in, but St. Clair has been heating up here now.
And this is where it becomes tough for the attackers, right? You have that 2 points. You have to at least send one over there to make sure nobody's going to take it. So you are at kind of a disadvantage. But now that it's only the 1 point, especially because it's B point on Tuscan, it is going to be very, very tough for Rochester to try and find any advantage. But this could be the time, because we have one player all the way back here, Brandon, watching the other side of spawn. It means there are only 3 on this point, but right now, Rochester just can't seem to find this break. Sauce going to find one with the nade as well. And Rochester's just stuck in this little corner. They can't seem to get out of it. St. Clair putting up such a good defense. Astro finally going to break it a little bit with Sauce. But we've seen Brandon just sitting in the same corner for like 2 minutes.
So the lives were 30 to 25 for Rochester. We are now at 3 down for St. Clair, and in the same time that St. Clair's lost 3 lives, Rochester has lost 16 here now. If we look at things, look at the streaks on St. Clair. Priestley on 6, Brandon on 6. We see Gorilla on 5. The streaks are going to be coming through, and now with control, you really do not want to allow streaks to come in, because these streaks aren't just good for 1 round. They are good for this whole game.
Yeah, there's 3 players now with streaks active for the side of St. Clair, and now it becomes a question of how can you defend these later rounds, right? Because St. Clair obviously going to win this round. They're at 19 kills, or 19 lives to 7 right now, so they are going to be able to take control of this one. And I don't know what happened after 8 point. It just completely turned around for St. Clair. They able to stop any kind of attack that RIT had, and now going into this next round, when you think about it, like, it's going to be so tough for Rochester to try and defend, because with 3 streaks active and none for yourself, it's going to make life really, really tough. An 8 streak now for Priestley, going to be flying through this map, going to try and find another, but Supa finally going to shut him down. That is going to be it here in just 0.9 seconds. If St. Clair can get him off the point, that is going to be it. And St. Clair going to take round number 1 of this control in dominant fashion.
Yeah, I mean, round number 1 going to look beautiful there for St. Clair. Actually, I wouldn't say beautiful. The very start was very, very rocky and very shaky. But the thing is that's kind of just how offense, I feel like, defense of control goes. Because now we're going to see St. Clair do exactly what RIT did. I'm interested to see if it will actually turn out to be as successful as how RIT pulled it off. And if it's going to be like another flawless good start here from St. Clair on the attacking side. But it does look like probably A site is going to be the main focus here once again. And a lot of kills are going to come through very early on.
Yeah, looks like, again, both teams just going straight for the A site. They don't even want to send someone to B. They don't think it's worth it. They're just going to go all in on the A site here. Saw's going to find one. Gorilla going to find one as well. And now St. Clair going to start taking this objective time. And you already see RIT slowing up here. They don't know how to attack. There is going to be one coming through on the flank, though. Brandon not going to get taken down. Actually going to stay alive here. Priestley going to find the kill on the backside of that one. Sauce going to be taken down. That's 3 over for RIT, though. They will stop this offensive just before it can find that 3rd tick.
The big thing is that St. Clair was still able to find a few kills for themselves, but they actually wasn't as big of a lead as I anticipated they had. So it's going to be a whole other re-break, having come in over towards A, and there's not a lot of time here to do so. So a lot of trades coming in. St. Clair is looking to hop back onto the point, so it is going to be taking in favor of Priestley. So it's going to require now RIT to contest this one a little bit. Astro going to catch a player out from behind. Sauce going looking for him, will get the pistol kill. Priestley fighting for his life over on A, trying to get this progression through, and he looks like he should be able to close to this A side. Now B is all that's needed. Over 2 minutes left on the clock. St. Clair with a couple lives in the lead.
This is going to be the tough one, though. This is the point that people do struggle trying to achieve on Tuscan here. So St. Clair, it'll be interesting. Do you think they go for streaks here and just try and clear them all up point and get this attacking round?
I don't see why you wouldn't. Don't use all your streaks, but use one or just something to try to open things up a little bit. If it doesn't work, hey, it doesn't work, and you still have more streaks going into the next future rounds. But with that being said, I think that you're in a great opportunity here. It's a nice clean slate between two teams. It wouldn't be a waste of streaks at all to try to pull them out, unless they can try to, use these guns for just a little bit longer before they use their insurance of streaks.
Yeah, and St. Clair, I really like what they did there. They actually just slowed up for a second. They said, okay, we have 2 minutes. We have a little bit of time here. They grouped up. Astro going to find the 3-piece there on the end of it, though. Good for him. But like I was saying, St. Clair grouped up together, and then they all pushed through as 4, and they were able to find a couple kills, at least start getting some progression on B before they got taken down. And it's definitely a lot better progress than RIT made on that B site. Now St. Clair down 4 lives here. They are going to be at a slight disadvantage. Nemo not going to go down. Steve will actually find him with the nade across the middle of the map there. Gorilla going to find Stu, and now lives just 2 difference here, but time is going to become more and more of a problem for St. Clair. Gorilla going to find 2, a good start for him.
Yeah, this could be a very big opening maybe over to this B side. Sauce needs to find this kill on the back line, and it's actually not going to be spotted out as Astro just sneaking away. Now he has been spotted and tagged down, but Astro's still good for 1. Big kill for Sauce to clean up on the back line. They're trying to break in B from behind, maybe try to pinch out this site. You have to stay alive right now if you are going to be Brandon and Sauce on the back line. There's some utility going to come through, and this is looking like a very good pinch maybe coming in for St. Clair, but Stu is going to shut it all down from the hard point, from the control point, sorry, as now Gorilla coming in, going to do a lot of damage, going to find 1 player, going to find almost a second, but does not want to peek into the rifle of Rochester. Now 6.9 seconds, all that's left on the clock. Very even lives, but the time is the problem, like you were saying, John.
Yeah, it is going to be most likely the end down here. St. Clair are going to have to try and someone to contest, but they have nobody near that one. It will be RIT taking round number 2 here. But the key is for St. Clair, they won the attacking round by such a significant life margin that these next couple rounds are going to be crucial for Rochester. Because if you don't end up winning, like I think attack and defense is probably going to go defense's way most of the time. If you don't find that life differential in these next 2 rounds, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to win that final attacking round.
Yeah, because if you come into whoever has the better live margins going into the very last round, like if both teams are up 2-2, whoever has the better live margins over those 4 rounds will get the defending side for the 5th. And that defending 5th-sided round is massive. I cannot explain how massive it actually is. So Sauce opening up on the defensive side with the kill this time, actually. Most of the time we see the attacking team open things up over towards A, but Sauce will look to put some pressure on. Sauce actually on a big flank already, spotting out a player, and that's another kill coming through. Brandon good for 1, and this A site attack is really crumbling, not even able to get 1 tick on the board.
Key here now, Stu still holding on to these streaks, though. If he can find this kill, that'd be huge. He does able to find it, and he isn't traded out. He's able to sneak away here, so is on that 5. If he can find a 6 here, that would absolutely massively be something that at least RIT can get back in their favor. Sauce going to take down Supa as well as Nemo here. Picks up 2 on the back line, and no A site taken yet. That's been such a huge thing for the attackers. Getting that A site early, giving yourself time to at least try and attempt to get B, but St. Clair, only 1 death so far throughout this entire defensing round. That is absolutely massive.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really see that every day at all. St. Clair just leading so nicely in the live department over the side of RIT right now. The RIT still looking to find an answer back, but St. Clair having these streaks too is just such an insurance policy, because now if St. Clair goes up 2-1 in this game, then they can just start firing away a lot of streaks to try to just close this one out if they're in a kind of a close position or anything in that regard. So Supa going to be shot up in the back. Oh, the pistol 360 from Sauce will work out. A point not able to get captured, and Rochester, I just think this round's over here now.
Yeah, I think I agree with you here. Only 20 seconds remaining. No progress on either of these points. Looks like actually they're going to go towards B here. And St. Clair, fully invested on A site right now, is going to try and make their way over here. One tick is going to go in their favor, but this is going to be key. They have to stay alive here. They have to keep their lives intact. Time will be stopped for the moment here. They are going to most likely get a second tick here before St. Clair starts contesting. They're going to get that kill too. Stu going to find another here on point. Going to win that gunfight as well. Going to get traded out here. But no, actually the last one to be on that point is going to be Brandon. He will be able to hold it, and Astro not going to want to push this one. 12 seconds remaining. I don't know if this is going to be Rochester taking this one at all.
They can hop on A, though, and stop the clock once again, but Sauce is going to be here to get the crossfire, but Stu shutting him down is going to now stop the clock once again at 2.9 seconds.
Oh,
and
no.
they're actually
no,
going to be...
Astro, you need to go back on that point.
Oh, my goodness. The time till 2.9. It stopped here now because they are on the points. And this is looking actually pretty good here for the side of RIT now. They're getting a lot of progression on these ones. And St. Clair getting a little bit more tested. However, with only no respawns left for RIT, this is where things get a little bit more difficult. A kill there going to come through. You're not able to come back into this game and help with the rest of your team. And there's another one for St. Clair. All up to now Supa and Astro to 2v16 essentially in under a minute to close this one through. But Astro going down. St. Clair going to be put on match point and series point here now, leading 2-1 Rochester IT. It all comes down to this to keep your series alive.
Yeah, I think for that one, actually, RIT had a chance there. If Astro finds that B site there, if he stays on point, they do end up getting that before St. Clair can rotate over to it, and it does mean that they get a little bit more time. Obviously, they're down pretty significantly in lives, but they had 2 ticks on A. So RIT had some potential there, but the problem is now St. Clair with a 2-1 lead in control, and they have streaks available to them. I think just going to be Stu having streaks for Rochester, so not going to have 2 great options that way. Priestley going to find the first pick onto Stu as well. It's going to mean St. Clair already taking progress here. Going to get one down very early on. Sauce going to find Supa as well, and this is just going to be really tough. Now, I think it's just going to come down to B again.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. Now, if you are St. Clair here and you do capture this 8 point very early on, do you use your streaks to just close things out, or do you save them as the insurance policy to use in a round 5 scenario?
I think for them, you can't just save them because you know already that you're going to have the defense there, and I think taking B site is already hard enough. Taking B site when the other team has 3 streaks is going to be almost impossible. So I think for them, yes, you are doing great here. You do have a life advantage a little bit right now in your favor, but you know this defense is going to be really strong for RIT. It's going to be tough to break into B. So I think you don't spend your streaks here. You save them and then end up using them on round number 5.
Yeah, and like you were saying, very, very even lives advantage. 2 for Priestley, going to be huge, but will be traded out for Stu now, and it's going to be live advantage very similar. Just St. Clair leading by 2 in that department, but A-site also already being captured. Now, St. Clair, last time they lost their round, it was a lot of this due to time. They got to get a little bit speedier here early on and start to slow this clock down by hopping onto the B point for a little bit more time throughout these middle of the round case scenarios, but Sauce with a big kill there. Going to open up this B site, and now the clock has been stopped. St. Clair is looking to find some kills. Well, the clock has been stopped as well, doing just that with a 4-kill advantage on the B point, getting the pressure ticking in their favor.
They have a really good setup here. The question is, I was going to say Brandon needs to hold that, but now he can't hold that, and the flank is going to be open for IT to try and flood in from. He is going to find one, though. Priestley going to be able to find Supa on point, still alive here. There's going to be Astra trying to find anybody here. B is progressing. They already got 1 tick, trying to find a second here. Astra going to hop on point, will be taken down, though. Will be St. Clair cleaned off for the moment, but they did end up getting 1 tick.
Yeah, and slowed down the clock drastically to allow them to play a little bit more of a frag out kind of style of game. But with still only a minute 15 left on the clock, you're going to have to try to hop back over to this B point at some point rather than later. But the big thing is just try to slow it down and then get kills, because St. Clair knows they can win in the sliding department side of things. So if they can just, not even fully capture B, but just hop on it to just stop the clock for every now and then to allow the rest of the team to kill, it's really been proving to be beneficial for St. Clair. It's now a 13-11 live advantage. Make that 13-10 with a kill coming through for Sauce. Nemo there. Going to get a nice trade on, though, and the clock is still ticking. 50 seconds, 12 lives to 10.
They are going to be looking to try and shore it up here. They will be looking for a little bit of different attack. A couple people coming in from the flank here, and just going to be one coming in through that main passageway. Just going to be Gorilla trying to find anyone he can. There is someone watching here. Supa going to be spotted out here, but Brandon not going to be able to win the gunfight. Supa not going to get traded out. Yes, he will. Priestley going to find the head just before he peeks behind that doorway. Stu going to get the trade, though. We'll be able to walk away. Stu on a 5 spree as well right now. We're going to try and find another one. Sauce going to be able to shut Supa down there. Lives 8 to 7. 20 seconds remaining.
Yeah, this is very, very even here. St. Clair, though, is going to have to get some progression over towards B, where they literally have no progression made as of right now. Gorilla swinging through. A good trade will come in for Priestley, but that is nowhere near enough what you need here to actually full-on hop this hard point. It is going to be Priestley gaining some HP, going for a swing on the player, finds the kill. That is the biggest kill in the game. Will hop on the point. 1.8 seconds left. No respawns remaining. Now, Sauce will be here to help out as well. The next 4 kills going to be so massive, but you have to push it if you're RIT. All the kills coming in for RIT. Priestley forced off the point, and that is RIT forcing a round number 5 here in this control points.
It was so insane too, because Gorilla found a 3-piece at the end, but he was sitting on top of the ledge. He wasn't in the hard point, and that meant that the time wasn't stopped. It meant that the end of the round came, and despite all that effort, a really, really good attack round for St. Clair, they don't end up winning it, but because of the live differential, they are going to be on defense here round number 5. They are going to have streaks available as well. Stu going to be the only one that has a streak available for the side of RIT here, which is going to be incredibly important here, because we've seen how successful the defense has been for both sides, and now St. Clair on the defensive side is going to be a tough task for RIT.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. Now, do you actually know how many streaks they still have on their back end? I'm not 100% sure.
Brandon has his. I don't know how many they've actually used. I haven't really seen any, I don't think. Brandon with a 3-piece there, actually. Might be looking for another.
Okay, we have a lot of streaks if we're St. Clair here right now. By the looks of it, I believe we do have 6?
Yeah.
I think by the looks of it, yeah, that is crazy right now to have if you are from the side of St. Clair. So with that being said, it is going to be a pretty even live advantage, though. Actually, Rochester with the fragging potential early on here, and actually a lot of progression over towards A. St. Clair looking like a little bit of a rocky start, especially with Astro on the backline. Rochester turning up in this control on Tuscan, John.
Look at Nemo coming in here, flying on the backline, finds 2, looks for the 3rd. Sauce going to be able to stop him for the moment, but look how aggressive they're being here on the backside. They're just trying to take out St. Clair as they spawn, and they're being pretty successful with it, but Gorilla going to find 2, going to slow them down here and spawn. And now with Aegon, it is just going to be B site. RIT needs to find this attacking round to continue this series and not get swept up by St. Clair. St. Clair is trying to clean up. Sauce going to find 2 here. Nemo going to trade out Gorilla, but it will be St. Clair still holding on to B point here. They have to try and find. There is one actually sitting around B site here. He hasn't gone on site just yet. He's kind of waiting for any teammates to come around. But there's going to be, see how far back Brandon is. He wants to try and get these spawn kills, but there's already one all the way in the back line for Astro here. Going to try and find one on the backside. Gorilla going to find one with the pistol. Going to try and find a 3rd here. No, Nemo going to be able to trade him out.
Yeah, Sauce good for 1, but Astro from behind is going to be there for a good trade. Now, very even on the live department as well, but the time is being slowed down for St. Clair, which is very good. 1 minute and 10 left on the clock. He's going to put a little bit more pressure on the side of Rochester. They have not made any progression on B as of yet. They're trying to push through the St. Clair spawn from the grass side, from the A side of the map. Hasn't been working out as well for them because they really just don't want to deal with Priestley and Brandon over here on this left side of the map. Priestley and Brandon have been fragging out and shutting down every which angle possibly over there. So all it is Gorilla and Sauce just have to sit and spawn essentially and wait for Rochester to push into them. Brandon will spot out a player here now. That is going to be the first progression starting to get made over towards this B side as Astro has made his way through. But that is Brandon jumping down. Very aggressive frag. Nemo, though, good for a refrag. 14-14 on the lives. 41 seconds left on the clock. That is going to be B cleared off. St. Clair with the live advantage. Now look at the time, though. And with the streaks of St. Clair, I think that this one might be done here for Rochester. St. Clair are going to have a lot of advantage in their favor.
Yeah, I think the problem is as soon as Rochester hops on that point, you know there's going to be 4 players from St. Clair calling in their streaks. 25 seconds remaining. Rochester, no progress yet on B. They have to try and find some kills here and make some progress onto B site. They don't want to walk through that door quite yet. They're going to walk through. Sauce not going to spot him out, though. Will be able to slide through. Does get someone else on the backside of it. Sauce going to find the headshot. Going to find Nemo as well. And that just might be the final nail in the coffin for RIT. Your streaks going to be called here in just a moment. St. Clair just going to hold these sites, actually. There's going to be one. Can he get on site? Yes, he will. He's going to stop the clock. But can they hold this? Brandon going to find Priestley and Astro on point. And that is going to be it. St. Clair not even needing more than 1 streak to claim this one. It is going to be them taking the series 3-0.
Yeah, I kind of like that they didn't use the streaks there. Like, I think it really proves a statement. Like, I think not using streaks says, hey, we can do this without the streaks needed as well. It's like it provides the it allows them to be like, all right, you can't use the excuse, oh hey, they won because they had streaks. No, we did this with our guns. We did this with our full on equipment here. But St. Clair will come through with that 3-0 win over RIT. Something I really wasn't expecting. I thought RIT was going to come through and definitely take some maps off us. But St. Clair going to advance to a positive record here, or even more positive record now with another win over RIT. And I definitely think though that the 3-0 scoreline does just not justify this game.
Yeah, I think definitely a lot closer. I do gotta say though, I think St. Clair fragged out entirely in that control. I think the fact that they were up like, what was it, 18, 19 lives in round number one just meant the entire control, despite the fact that there was two defenses that they did end up winning for RIT, they were very, very close defenses. And you saw for St. Clair, their their defending rounds were just so lopsided in the defense favored, like it wasn't even close. And so I think that in that direction, like you really saw their power in a lot of this. And I think, yes, like you said, it was definitely a closer series than 3-0, but I think St. Clair had a clear advantage in all three of those games.
Yeah, it definitely did show their fragging potential a lot. And now there was a few search and destroy rounds where RIT really did look to take their number. And there was a little bit of time in the hard point where, RIT did look to take an advantage. Now, I do and would be very interested to see how RIT would play on a Tuscan hard point. Now, I think that if we played in like 5 hard points here over against St. Clair, I think RIT takes 1 in my eyes here, if you're saying that. But I think that search and destroy and the control is something that's a little bit more consistent for the Saints as of lately and was allowing them to lock this one down a little bit more nicely.
Yeah, and I think the fact that you got Berlin and Tuscan as the only maps feels so good for St. Clair because that's what they're super comfortable on. That's what they know. That's what they know how to play. You saw how early on, especially in those search and destroyers, that St. Clair was able to find those frags. It's because they know exactly where they go. They played this a million times over. I'm sure they've scrimmed it a million times over too. It's something they're super comfortable with. So I think for St. Clair, you're just at that level, right, where you're just so comfortable on these search, on this hard point for Berlin. It all comes naturally to you. And you saw how well they played, how consistently they played together. And I think their objective rotations looked really, really good, not just on hardpoint, but on search and on control as well.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that one, John. St. Clair are going to continue on their win streak over here in the CCL in the Stage 2 side of things here now. But with that being said, we got a few more things to talk about before we actually do head out here for the evening. So first things first, we were going to talk about it a little bit earlier, but we were not able to. It is going to be our TikTok giveaway, Crunchyroll here first to talk about you guys. It is going to be the crunchyroll.com/Saints. You guys can get a 14-day premium trial at crunchyroll.com if you guys are interested in that one. It is going to be a phenomenal anime and manga service, and we've loved working with them as of lately. So guys, get your 14-day premium trial, crunchyroll.com/Saints. With that being said, we also got our other sponsors as well. So thank you guys to the St. Clair College Alumni Association, the Zeckelman School of Business and Information Technology, Subway, and the Tim Hortons. It really means a lot from all of you guys and the constant support. We would not be able to do this without you.
Yeah, now we got to talk about our TikTok giveaway. If you didn't know, we have started up a TikTok there. You can catch us, Saints Gaming CA. And on March 31st, we're going to have a raffle. The winner will be getting a $50 Steam card. All you have to do is follow us on our Twitter and TikTok, tag one friend in the replies, and like and retweet the post. That's how you enter. Get yourself, some free skins, or maybe there's a game you're looking at coming out soon. Get yourself one of those $50 drip card. It will be drawn on March 31st here on stream, I believe. Again, possibly?
Yeah, it'll be on Twitter. It'll be announced on Twitter. So, it'll be announced on Twitter. Yeah, you can get you all your information there. Saints Gaming CA on Twitter if you guys need to follow for all of our updates over there. But with that being said, let's talk about a little bit more about the Esports Academy that is going to be coming more into effect in the fall of September. That is going to be Saints Academy now coming through. Esports at St. Clair College hasn't even found its final form as of yet. Starting in September, we will be having an Esports Academy, 50 new scholarship positions available to students of St. Clair College to compete in esports. Whether it's an academy team or one of your varsity titles, or a brand new team that isn't even varsity as of right now, we would love to have you compete with us. Use !join in the Twitch chat, or go to stclairsaints.ca/join to apply via there. So Saints Academy, super excited to see how they do. Super excited to see how more it gets developed going into the fall. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that one. It is going to be stclairsaints.ca/join to get involved with that. Now, merchandise, John. We both got the jackets on today. We are twitting over here. Like, look at us go, man. It is looking so nice for us on the back end. But it is going to be the t-shirts, crew necks, hoodies, jerseys, jackets, all of that nice stuff. All going to be available at acquire.ca/Saints. All of it looking so nice. And you can't really go wrong. It's very comfy and very affordable.
This is so comfy to wear right now. I wear this everywhere I go, but you can get your own acquire.ca/Saints. I got the mask on as well. We got some other stuff too. We got flags, some stuff that wasn't on that side. You can go check it out, our full library. But that is going to be it for the series. St. Clair take it 3-0. And now they are 12-3 in the CCL, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know exactly because the standings have been a little bit slower on updating, so we're gonna have to stay a little bit eyes peeled for that one. But I know that as of March 1st, I believe it was, they were 11-3. So I believe we're gonna be like 12-3 or 13-3 nowadays. It's something around there, but a pretty solid record. Yeah, and a lot of those losses coming early season.
Yeah, I was gonna say their early season and they're against really, really tough opponents, right? So I think St. Clair definitely playing really, really good Call of Duty right now. I can't wait to see where they go in the future because this team is just on fire. You've seen it, all these broadcasts that we've done throughout the last couple of weeks, just the winning series very, very solidly too, like 3-0s, 3-1s. It seems like they've really found their footing. They've found, a cohesive unit. These guys have been together for a long time. They looked pretty good in fall semester. They definitely, unfortunately, weren't able to take that final win against ICC, but now the CCL, they're looking even better, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that one here. So, moving on with some more action we do have coming your way this week. It is going to be actually no games tomorrow for the first time in a long time. It is definitely a little bit weird. No games on Friday, but Saturday, 1 p.m., we will be here with some Valorant action. Not quite sure on who the opponent is yet, as it is a Swiss format, and we will be finding out our opponent in the next, I believe, 24 hours or so, something in that field of range. But then moving on from that, Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we will be having some CRL action with your St. Clair Saints. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Saints Gaming CA on all socials to tune in and follow all of our matches. But very excited for those two games on the weekend. Two good close ones I'm expecting here. They should both be bangers. So I'll be on the mic for one of those at least. Make sure you guys come and tune in on that on the Saturdays and Sundays. But my name is Jackson Pry Brown, joined alongside John Billbangs Video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you all on the next one.
Has this ever happened to you? You tune in to watch Saints Gaming compete at your favorite title, but you end up missing it. Scrolling through Twitter to find results is just such a chore, and it looks like there's no easy way to find out everything you've missed. Luckily, there's a solution. Hi, Millie Bays here, and I'd like to introduce you to St. Clair's Bird's Eye View, the #1 show to keep up with everything about Saints Gaming. Get weekly recaps, see great highlights, hear exclusive interviews with players and staff, and so much more. That's Bird's Eye View, available in podcast or video form at a website near you.